Hey everybody, it's just Jeff, and today we're going to be talking about some things and some mocks and some generally just what happened today or what's going on through this last week as far as Lego mock building is concerned. For those of you that are unaware of what mock means, it's my own creation. Sometimes there's contests, community build events related to those mocks. And for the month of October, it is Mechtober. So make a giant robot mech. In this case, I will be making 4 once every 7 days. I have made 2 so far. I'm going to talk about my second one here in a little bit, but first, we're going to talk about what the main project for today is. So I committed myself to making a Sleepy Hollow mock over on Just Jammin' a couple of weeks ago because it's spoopy season. I'm A-okay with it. I've always wanted to make a Sleepy Hollow mock. Sleepy Hollow is one of my favorite spoopy tales. So that's what we're doing today. It's pretty simple. It's going to be just great, I promise. And we're all going to have a good time. Or at least I'm going to have a good time. Normally I start at around 2 o'clock Eastern time. I had to delay today for 30 minutes. I've been doing a lot of things around the house today. My dog Henry, my eldest dash hound of the 2 dash hounds, got sprayed by a skunk 3 nights ago, so that's been my life. So right now I'm just breaking down some tan because, like I said, I've made the foolhardy choice of making some landscape whilst talking about things. So the premise for the mock is pretty simple. It's going to be a shoreline between like 2 riverbeds, right? So how does one build a riverbed? Let's find out. So I'm going to take just this 16 by 32 plate. I was going to use a 32 by 32 plate, but I decided to scale it down just a little bit. I am quickly running out of room on where to store things, so that's a problem. And if you are just joining me, welcome. Today we're talking about a landscaping mock as well as some Mechtober stuff. I will show you my mech here in a little bit, but I want to try to get this done first, as this is my primary focus for right now. So a riverbed is pretty simple, really simple for others. I've never attempted anything like this before, so we're going to try to even this out. This is 6 studs long. That's 12 studs long. That'll give me plenty of room. So we're going to go 6 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's the 12th one right there, so we're going to do that. We're going to keep it nice and even, and we're going to start with the shoreline. So most shorelines, as far as I can tell and from what I can remember, they start off with a little lighter color of sand to get it all flowing correctly. I'm going to use my handy dandy brick separator here, do that, and knock that in there, right there. So we've got this side covered. This is the base of where we're going to start our theoretical river base sand beach area. Okay, so right now it looks pretty stupid. Hey, Lindsay. All right, well, I hope you feel better. Alrighty. So appreciate you coming in. Like I said, I do hope you do in fact feel better. That's all that matters. So I wanted to try to make this a little uneven. I'm still really unsure of how to do that sort of thing, but we are going to try today. We're just going to keep it simple. That's one of my big rules about Lego, is keeping it very simple and keeping it, building it like that. I know this is hard to see or at least imagine what it will look like. In the scheme of things, it does look a little off. But I assure you, there's a plan. Not a very good plan, but there's a plan. Alrighty, so we've got this taken care of, right? Okay, we got to throw some water in here, and we got to make it a little bit more rocky-ish. But besides that, that's the initial shoreline that we're going for. We're going to take this huge plate back here, and we're going to lay this down so it's laying flat with our shoreline. We are going to keep it pretty simple. I did sort a little bit of parts so that I could use this for today. So that was pretty simple. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to add some height to things. We're going to add some height and some width and some all sorts of other things just to get that going. So we're going to have like a little bit of a rocky basin, not rocky, but an escalating cliff system. Escalating cliff? I'm just making up words at this point. So we'll go from there. All right, so that's generally how I would like it. So that way we're going to start. I already messed this up. So this is what we're going for right here, right? And the shoreline isn't all just, smooth sandish. It's not all smooth beach. It does start getting a little darker as we go along. So we'll adjust for that. We'll compensate for that. And we'll go from there. Should be pretty simple in theory, as long as I stick to the plan that's in my head. This is one of the problems with not using Studio or drawing your plan out. Sometimes it all gets lost up here, and right now I'm doing my very best not to get lost. So I would advise that if you are starting to do this, a project like this that is this big, or at least this size category, that you keep that in mind, that you might want to have plans for it just so that it'll be easier on you in the scheme of things. Or you can just be like me and hope for the best with whatever you do. Either or. To make this a little simpler on me, I am going to move some of this back just a stud so that I have a better flow of how things are. We do try to keep things as even as we can, or at least I do. But then I've also got to remember that this is a shoreline, and so there are jagged moments on these shores. Alrighty. That. Alrighty. So we've got this cleared up a little bit in the back here. It's not the best on the planet, but it is what it is. So, this taken care of. So this is what we've got so far. You're basically just building layers of plates. It's honest work. So we'll get that taken care of. We'll slap that on there, and there we go. Okay, that's all she wrote. Bingo, bango, bongo. We've got a bit of a start of a shoreline. So there's multiple levels to cliffs. There's the smooth, tannish color of the rocks, and then it goes up into a browner rock face. So we sort of did that here with the plates, and I'm going to keep it like that just for simplicity's sake. But the next step is building up a brown wall of 1 by whatever studs to make it sort of start escalating in a different way in climbing steps. I'm not going to go up crazily. I think I'm going to go 4 studs in and build up from there, so it'll be like stairs. So we'll see what happens from there. There's going to be some rattling. I apologize. The fun thing about this is that that the front of this matters a whole lot. The front of this will matter on what color it is, how it will function, and things like that. The back of it doesn't matter at all, at least for the perspective that I'm going for here. So I can fill these in with bricks. They're whatever color I want. This is where rainbow building might come in for some of you, and this is where it might not come in for some of you. I don't know. But for me right now, all I'm trying to do is fill in this base back here so that we can get those colors that are going upwards. I do hope everybody's had a good week. I've had a heck of a week. It's been pretty cool, actually. We're getting ready for Halloween. Emily and I are going to go to a pumpkin patch next week, and we're going to start pumpkin patch shopping. Of course, that's in Nashville because it's a dirty white brick. Oh boy. And we'll be doing that. So we've got that going right there. And we're going to go up another level, not in tan, but in brown now, so that we've made that clear, almost 3D-like appearance. I do apologize. I am trying to find the pieces that I'll need to get that initial wall started. It shouldn't be that difficult to do. So just bear with me. Hang out if you want to. I know there's nobody here right now, but luckily when this gets posted, you'll be able to fast forward to this unnecessary part. It is going to be a short stream today, as I'm only going to be going for another 20 minutes. Such is life. But it's not like I'm going to be disappointing anybody. Alright, so we got that going. We're going to get that right there. Get that right there. And then we're going to do that. So boom, bam. And that. Alright, so as you can see, we can start building it up from here. We've got the brown bricks that are resembling the brown part of a cliff face or something like that. You could go with gray or any other color. The only problem that I see myself facing right now is that this is very straight up and down. So I'm going to have to do something to break that up, which means going a couple of levels in this stud right here. But like I said, I wasn't going to do all of it today. I did want to get a good start on it. I do believe I have a good start on it. So if you'd like to watch the rest of this, Joey and I will be doing this on Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern Time over at Maniac for Bricks. Alrighty. So secondly, we are going to talk about Mechtober. This is going to show off my mock that I made for Mechtober. Alrighty. So I picked the Aquanauts theme, and now I'm stuck with building Aquanauts. But Aqua Sharks was also part of the theme. They were the bad guys to go along with it. So we've got that going for us right here. Pretty cool. These arms do move up and down freely and regularly. I had to do that because there is sort of a interesting take on this. It's nothing fancy. Everything moves like it should. The legs move up and down. I put as much joint flexibility in this as I could. The chords on here are just cool looking, so I just thought it was neat. But the idea is that the Aqua Sharks have scavenged for years or whatever, and they took one of their little Aqua Shark raiders and made it into a mech to compete with the Aquanauts. Got a little bit of a laser cannon over here with a harpoon. We've got a little torpedo launcher up here that fires 4 at a time. It came from a missile pod idea. I wanted to attach it to the shoulder back here, and I still might do it, but for now, this is where we're at. It makes sense that there's a gun arm, at least in my opinion. I'll show you why in just a minute. The minifigure isn't anything to write home about. It is literally... And, of course, the legs don't want to cooperate right now, so everything's about to fall over. Just once. I want this to not happen. Give me 1 second as I adjust things. Sorry, everybody. Maybe. Nope. It's funny because I make these things so soundly, I really do, and then when it comes to like having to move or do anything, it's this nightmare every time. All right, fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So I'm going to try to give you a close-up of the minifigure here of what I decided to do, how it works, and everything else like that. So give me 1 second as I make an impromptu minifigure stand. So as you can see, it is just a normal minifigure. I can't remember what face I used for it, but I wanted to get it sort of spooky, sort of pale, like they've been underwater for a long time. And that's what I went for with the modified or new-ish Aqua Shark build. Get the head off. And it comes with the standard rig, air unit, and things like that. Did a little harpoon on there just for funsies, I guess. All right. And this mock does have a sort of weird feature. I wanted to really go for something different, at least something challenging for me, and watch that whole thing just fall apart, which was awesome. Give me one moment. I've just got to fix this. Okay, it's that part. So this part always falls apart. I don't know if that says anything about my building ability, but it says something. I've basically got this connected on a wing and a prayer for the most part. So, and these things happen. I prefer it not to be on camera when they happened, but here we are. So very delicately with hands that don't really work anymore, we're going to do this. Maybe. Hopefully. Good. Alrighty, so unfortunately, this is going to take some work. So just give me one moment, folks. If you're watching this later. And I'm sure that someone will point this out eventually. And that's fine. Alrighty, so as you can see, it clips in on a bar technique up here. And then this part clips in as well, in theory. Okay, so instead of building the standard standard body or whatever, I decided to use a clip and bar system for right there. Not down here, but in other parts of the build as well. I got a little bit smarter or better about the hand arm on this one. I wanted to make it something to compete with the Aquanauts. I don't remember if you remember the Aquanaut mock or not, but that was just a thing that wasn't going to happen. But it's got pincers. It's got the laser cannon. It's got the overly complicated inlay for the cockpit piece. So, stuff like that. Give me 1 second. Keep saying give me 1 second a lot. It's really bugging me. Hey, there we go. Okay. I think that's how it went. Alrighty. So, no, that's how it went. Okay, there we go. Makes sense now. This does adjust so that the minifigure can sit in and out the control rod console there. Sorry about that. Alrighty, so what we are going to do is we're going to transform this now, which is a loose term. But I wanted to make it so that things could turn 360 degrees if they needed to, or if I wanted to. I do need to get better about secure connections. This is all just hanging on by, oh boy, hopes, prayers. Structural integrity could use a lot of work, and that's my fault. That's just how it is. Alrighty, so we'll get this going. We'll get that going. We'll get that connected. We'll get that connected, and then we'll do that. Alrighty, so what I was going for here was this look, which is both arms stretched forward, so it's a little bit of an arch in the design there. Just that's not really much of a transformation. You're not wrong. And then we can slip these forward like this, like that. And we can make it so that those legs and the jets beneath help power this thing by kicking, by doing whatever. We are going to take the cockpit and we are going to flip this just a little bit like so. Click all of that in there. control rod's all set up. There we go. Bend that forward, put that back. And there you go. So he's kind of at the front of this thing as it goes forward. It's not the best work for a mock like this that I've wanted to do or have ever done, but it was a little fun to build, and it was very intimidating. This is something I've never really tried before, and I definitely wanted to give it a shot. And now that I do want to give it another go around. There are 2 more mechs that I need to make this month for the from Mechtober. And so far, every mech that I've built has been a learning experience in a positive sense. I'm not walking away from this going and repeating the same mistakes. The only mistake that I made on this was I wish I would have made the body connection a little bit more stronger. But I was also going for that thin, almost not dilapidated, but definitely scavenged, like hoping for the best look, as opposed to the Aquanauts, which was much more defined and much more refined. And as you can see, the shark fin is right there still. It does sit actually really well, or it did anyway, until the arm falls off. Regardless, appreciate those that came and watched it while this was going on, but that's it for today. Didn't have much to do. We got started on the Sleepy Hollow mock. We got this thing out of the way. I was going to say something, but then I decided against it. But I am starting to play Fortnite again. Maybe I'll stream that sometime. I'm horrible at it. Anyway, bye-bye, everybody!